What's up, action takers, the community of doers? I hope you are doing fine. Episode 39, week 39, 52 weeks, here we come. Now, finally, thank you very much for everyone who always visits this channel on a weekly basis and being a participant and a part of this community that we are building in this space. And we are at 100 subscribers. I want to take this opportunity to thank everyone who has taken the time to just subscribe and join this community. Thank you very much, everyone. I don't take it for granted, guys. Thank you. Continue spreading the word out there of what we are building here, and you can see for yourself. I'm trying as much as possible for us to stick together and build this community, because I believe we are in an age where young people must take responsibility. And not only young people, you're not too young to teach, neither are you too old to learn. So it's a collective effort for us to build this. So I want to appreciate and take this chance, appreciate everyone, the 100 of you, for this milestone that we have made. Before even I finish the 52 weeks, we are already at 100. Now, road to 1,000, and we are coming for this. I want to talk to you about my Q1. Q1 is almost done. We have 2 weeks to the end of the first quarter of the year. And there are very interesting things that has been happening that I believe if I share with you, you're going to be inspired, you're going to learn. And just me engaging with you. And one of the things, of course, a lot of things that has happened. I know even from your end, 3 months, quite a number of things can happen. So one of the things that has happened to me is that I decided this year that I'm going to be taking a cold shower in the morning, and I'm going to be posting a Stoic quote. There is a book. It's called The Daily Stoic. You should check it out. It's an interesting one. So that has a quote for every day and a small explanation. And I decided I'm going to be posting that on my TikTok account, which I would invite you to check it out also. And there is something I have discovered about consistency. Some wins and also some setbacks that contributes to the wins. And one of the things that I've realized about consistency is that I believe you've had it, but I've had the privilege, through me doing this, I've had the privilege to actually experience it firsthand. The fact that sometimes you're not going to feel like doing it, and you feel I don't want to say unmotivated. You feel so detached. You feel so detached about what you're doing, and you clearly don't feel like doing it at all. And it's at that point where you apply discipline in your consistency. And that's why we talk about disciplined consistency. Is doing it when you feel like it or when you don't feel like it. And some days you just won't feel like doing it. You know this is what you need to do. You made a commitment to yourself that this is something that you're going to see through, but you just don't feel like doing it. And you just have to do it regardless of what you feel about it. But the most interesting thing is, when you do it, the outcome is not dependent on what you felt when you are doing it. There are some days that I've posted a video when I clearly didn't feel like doing a video that day. But I just push myself and put it out there. And I find that specific video gets more attraction compared to the one that I was so motivated, probably woke up at 4 a.m., took a cold shower, sat down, and that video probably even doesn't get much attraction. Of course, I want to build the numbers and build a big community, but it's not all about the numbers. It's about what the consistency does to me. It's about what the research that I do, what I share with you, how that transforms my life, and the kind of person I'm just becoming by doing things. Remember that it is not all about what you get with what you do. Who you become is as important as what you get. And it's good to strike a balance in that. Of course, you need to build a community because of the brand, but at the same time, there is a higher advantage, or rather there is a higher outcome, and that's who you become with what you do. And that calls for whatever thing that you're doing, try to make sure that what you're doing is building a version of you that you want. So make sure that what you're doing is making you become that person that you want to become. Don't just do it for granted. Don't just do it for the money or for the reputation or for the recognition. Who are you becoming with what you're doing? Okay, that's just an afterthought. But I was just coming back here and saying, what you feel does not affect the outcome. What you feel while you're doing what you're doing does not affect the outcome of what you're doing. And I've given a very, very good scenario that a video that I do feeling so off ends up getting a lot of attraction. That's just mind-boggling or ironical. I don't know. Probably that day you're so authentic or something. I would believe, because sometimes you just even stand in front of a camera and you're like, guys, today I'm just doing it because it's the next day. It's not like I'm so inclined to do it. I'm just doing because it's actually the next day. And people relate to that. People relate to such kind of authenticity. When you come and you're vulnerable and you're like, I don't feel like doing this, but I'm still going to do it, you relate with a lot of people from a point of deep connection. Because they understand the struggle they go through every day to try to be consistent. So when they see something they can't relate, I promise you they are going to be inclined and try to tap into that, because we are social beings. So sharing those moments with people, I think that's why authenticity is so much important. Now, also, during this journey that I'm doing, there is something else that I've discovered, and that is consistency creates ripple effect in your outcome. Let me give you a real life example of what has happened. So when I was starting, I used the videos that I was posting on TikTok used to get like 20, 30 views, 40 views. No, probably 2 likes, 4 likes. But as you move along with the consistency, it starts creating a ripple effect. Now my videos are more than 100 views, a lot of engagements. I get followed on a daily basis. And mind you, I've never, have I? I don't think so. I can't recall me telling people to follow me on TikTok. And that's something I said. It's ironical, but that's something I feel that I don't want to do. I want to get genuine people. I don't want to pressure you into joining my community. I want you to join from a point of value, from a point of not need, but from a point of that I want to be part of this. I want to persuade you through what I'm doing, and I want you to relate with it. And the follows that I've been getting every day on TikTok, they're just mind-boggling, because I don't tell people to follow me, but you just find people come on following. You find people, they're just saving your videos, you're just sharing, and I don't tell. I just want to do as much as I can so that people can relate to. And if you feel this is a community that you want to belong to, then you can be able to join. And that's one of the things. When you are consistent, when you're starting, you're not going to see those big changes. But as you compound, as you do it every single day, you start creating that ripple effect. You start creating that ripple effect. And you're going to get to a point that you don't understand how the growth is happening. The growth is going so fast because the graph is a bit moderate, but when the ripple effects start happening because of consistency, you just see a spike. And now this spike is what most people admire. But they don't know how much work you've done to create the momentum for the spike. So when I was starting, when I was getting those few views, less engagements, that was the build-up. Now, when a person comes, because when I'm doing day 1 of posting a story code, day 2, day 3, you're building the momentum. Now, when a person gets you in today, the day of recording this video, I was doing day 74. Probably definitely is going to be a bit far. By the time I'm posting this video, I've already done more TikToks because of the time for editing and so forth. But on the specific day of recording now, I just recorded my day 74 before even recording this video. That's why I'm saying that. So when a person comes and sees that day 74 of taking a cold shower and posting a story code, and then goes through your TikTok account and see you've actually been doing this from the 1st of January, and now it's 15th of March, and you're still doing it, and you have done it every single day, more people start coming. But you have to believe in your dream before other people believe in your dream. And I'm not saying this to try and show how good I am. I promise you, when you decide to take up on a journey like this, you discover your flaws. You discover that, wow, I'm just some, mess. Because the number of times that you're not going to feel like doing it, you're going to be like, am I really what I say I am? Because why do I constantly feel as if I'm failing? And the reason for that is there's something that people don't understand. When people are looking at you, it's like they are at a distance, around like let's give a random figure. They're like 10 meters looking at you. I promise you, you're going to see very, very few, marks or details. You would see a lot of details. But when you're looking at yourself, when you're looking inwards, you're not only so close, it's like you're holding a magnifying lens. So you can be able to see all the details, the flaws, the doubts, the second guessing of yourself, the imposter syndrome, the not feeling enough, the weaknesses. You can see all of it. And that thing messes up with your mind. It messes up with your mind. I'm telling you right now, I can feel it right now. I feel as if I'm stopping too much. And you can feel it in, am I doing it good enough? But something that is worth doing wrong until you do it right. Do it even if the odds are against your favor. And when you feel the imposter syndrome, or when you feel as if you're not enough, don't worry about it. It's because when you're looking into yourself, it's like you're holding a magnifying lens. So you are going to see all the details, and you can't lie to yourself. All the doubts, all the weaknesses, all the shortcomings, all the mistakes that you're making, you can see them. But when a person from outside is looking at you, it's like they're 10 meters away from you, and then they're looking at you. Oh, they're seeing this person who has been posting and so forth. But when I look inward, oh my God, it's just a mess. But you have to continue perfecting this mess. And you have to do it regardless of how you feel. And you have to do it even in that mess. And that's why you have to be confident. You have to be confident. And being confident is not being perfect. Being confident is actually doing it inside the same mess. We say that faking courage is actually being courageous. Being courageous is not the absence of fear. It's doing it in the presence of fear. In spite of the fear, you do it anyway. I think I've gone through that path so much. I'm going to be doing a follow-up because of that. But I hope that I've communicated something about my first quarter that has made you think just a little bit different. Just a little bit different. And that's what is called for. The power of consistency is something that we hear on a daily basis. But I believe it's something that we need to iterate to ourselves so many times. So many times for it to just stick. And for us to be able to exploit its potential to the fullest. So go out there and do it. Pick a thing. Pick something and be consistent on it. Whichever thing that you want to pick, you can pick a simple thing that you can be able to be consistent on. Or you can pick that which that you want most, so that you can experience this thing. And when you experience it in one area of your life, you are able to replicate that in other areas. And it doesn't mean that you won't fail, but it means that even if you fail, you have to wake up. And I think one of the things that I've also a very big lesson that I would feel so bad if I don't say it here is that consistency is not doing it on a daily basis. It's not all about doing it on a daily basis. Largely, consistency is dependent on how fast can you go back to that path. Because sometimes you're going to strike out. I promise you that. But how fast do you go back to the path? Life is not ideal. Life is not ideal. Things are not going to always go your way. So, on a larger extent, consistency is the ability to go back to that path as fast as possible. When the unthinkable happens, how fast do you go back to your ideal path? Look at it from that perspective. Consistency is not all about doing it on a daily basis. It's how fast do you go back to the path when you strike out. I'm going to do a follow-up on this. Sure. Thank you very much for following up to this point. And for the 100 of you, I'm so much grateful. Just sit down and watch what we are about to do. And also, tell a friend to tell a friend, join this community, and let's keep growing and growing and growing. See you on the next one.